Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Dr. G Show. We have a guest. Oh, I was going to say that there was a woman that died in the office, and then sometimes you can see her on the camera, but not in real person. Damn it. All right.
Shucks, there goes that.
So we got a live guest.
Hi.
And it's Jazzy Jasmine, or as we call her, Black Jasmine.
Yes, that's me.
And you didn't introduce yourself that way in meditation.
Oh, no, I didn't.
No?
I forget. That's why I have you to remind me.
But none of the old timers were there.
Just us.
That's all we need.
All right.
All right, so today on the Dr. G Show, we're at episode 92.
Wow.
Which is pretty good.
92.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, talking about 92. Can I veer off just a little bit here?
We don't veer off on the show.
Okay, I won't yeah, I won't
What
veer
is
off.
it?
92. You know, Barbara Bush, former First Lady,
Uh-huh.
92. She just passed away.
You don't know if that's really true, though.
The Washington Post just posted
okay.
it.
Well,
Yes.
that's all right.
It told me on my Fitbit.
I told someone the other day they had a thing that said the creator Rick and Morty, that cartoon, had died. And so I was telling someone that, and they were like, no, it's just a made-up thing. Like, so they'll be like, Chuck Norris dies. And, yeah, so, you know. All right, so, last week we finished up the fast, right? I finished up the fast. I saw that a couple people were doing the fast, or at least versions of the fast with me. And, oh, I forgot her name. I don't know why. I'm losing it. Getting old. Why can't I remember her
You're
name?
not the one.
Jan. Yeah, I was thinking Jessie, but Jan Watts. She actually did one too. She was posting me about how she was going through it. I think Rhonda did one, and maybe a couple other people. So I ended up doing 10 days on that fast. 10 days, and whoever posted they did 8 days. 8. Come on, it's not even close to 10.
It's better than me. I did 0.
You did 0?
I did 0.
If you fasted, you would
about it.
wither away.
Well,
You'd have just bones, just like like that.
Does thinking about it count?
No.
Alright, well, I thought
A
about
thinking fast.
Yes, there you go. I went on a thinking fast.
There you go.
Yeah.
So after day 7, like when I got to day 7 of that fast, hey Shelby, glad you guys are joining. Please share, like, and post questions as they come up. Today we're going to be talking about energy, metabolism, basal metabolic rate, basically all this stuff. Hey, there's Kellyanne. All the stuff that drives our energy and our thyroid and kind of like our core temperature, those kind of things. Basically the things that make it really easy or really hard to lose weight as Americans. But on that day 10 of that fast, I just felt normal. Like I felt so happy and even, and there was no hunger, nothing.
Wow.
And so when I got to day 10, I actually kind of missed food a little bit, and I bought food, and so my fridge still had food. It has a bunch of kombucha that I made, and then it had food that was all going bad.
Oh wow.
So I don't know. So I was meeting with Scott. We're doing that wise-minded women ICT thing, and so I was gonna watch him eat, but I finished day 10, and so I thought, I'll have an appetizer. So they had a calamari with garlic sauce.
Ooh yeah, I
But
saw
not-
you posted that.
Yeah, and it wasn't creamy or anything like that. So it was wheat-free and dairy-free on cabbage, but it was awesome. So, hey Gina, glad to have you here. All right, so ask questions if you guys have them, and after the show, still post questions, and if you guys watch this later, always ask. It'll always post, and we'll go through it. So, the basal metabolic. Oh wait. Oh, Gina says that lamb is the meat we all can eat. That's right. Or sheep. I don't know. Who eats lamb?
I'm a vegetarian, so
You almost admitted to eating lamb.
I used to.
You are a liar.
You
are a liar. You are just. I bet you're freebasing lamb in the car from vegetarian restaurant to vegetarian restaurant. Do you have lamb
I roast
in your
it on the
purse?
spit in my backyard, behind the shed, so nobody knows. But you can't say anything.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
All right, so I haven't eaten lamb in a while. We did some to what's it called when you have the clay pot and it has a little, not tamarind.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's Moroccan cooking, but we did lamb like that not too long ago. Well, not too long ago, 2 years ago now.
Wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like lots of seasoning stuff. Okay, so we'll have to, I posted you guys some vegetarian dishes if you guys like those. And I guess on the second Monday of each month at the First Universalist Church, they have a vegetarian potluck.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
You should know that because you're a vegetarian.
Wait, yeah. Remember, I'm a closet vegetarian. Okay, so out in public, I'm vegetarian, but inside I've got that lamb behind the shed.
Do you ever chew your nails? Because if you chew your nails, you're a cannibal. That's meat. That's not meat.
Oh man, no, but I chew that little skin on the
Boom,
side.
you are a cannibal. That's meat.
Okay.
You're not a vegetarian.
All right. Okay, hold on a second.
The shame.
Yes.
The
Okay,
shame.
I can't do this.
So with basal metabolic rate, there's what's called the Harrison Benedict, like Benedict Arnold equation, and that's what they use to calculate it. But what's interesting about it is you can actually there's two things you can't change and two things you can change. So height and age. So if you're like 6'4" like me, it's.
So you can change your height?
If you want,
you can change your height.
If you want to be tall
I
on
can
the
be
show,
taller.
you just lie about it.
Oh man, I thought you meant I can actually change my height. I can actually be taller.
That's right.
My driver's license says I'm taller.
Wait a minute, Linda said something here.
Oh.
Where'd it go? Okay, I literally get nauseated at the smell of beef. Oh, so she's trying to be vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's good. Hey, there's Pandora. Yeah, there's actually a tick. Did you know this Lone Star tick? That it looks like a little tick and it has a white dot on it. And if it bites you, it releases a enzyme in there that if it comes in contact with a protein from meat, it'll make you violently ill.
It's like a real actual thing?
Right.
Wow.
Which is funny because it's the Lone Star tick. And so Texas, it's all meat. So that's perfect. It makes you vegetarian.
Okay, so that's what happened to me then. I got bit by the tick 10 years ago.
They should call it a veggie tick.
There you go.
Oh, so Kim, she's from Texas.
Oh, wow.
She was bit by one of those ticks. I was bit by one of those ticks. I was like rubbing my back or something like that. And I was like, why has anybody ever rubbed my back? And then I was like, I don't remember a mole there. What the hell is that? And then I like pulled it off, and it was a Lone Star tick.
Oh, wow. And
but
did
nothing.
It make you nothing?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. So
I use 2 different types of bug sprays every time I go hiking and stuff. So
natural ones.
One natural and one that's not.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, I layer them.
We'll talk about the natural one. Yeah.
So,
So height and then age. So you can't change your age unless you lie. And then activity level and weight. So weight drives activity, activity level drives weight. But weight can drive activity level if it's a lot of weight.
That's true.
Right.
Yes, because you do see some people who they have a hard time getting around because of their weight. Yes.
So out of that basal metabolic rate, that's the thing that so if you want to think about this in other terms, like if you have 2 coworkers, and one of them you hate and one of them you basically empathize with, but one can eat like crap and lose weight. Like
she's the one that you hate.
Some people.
He's the one that.
Some people are just they can eat whatever they want and they're just skinny, right? And then the other person is the person that thinks about a brownie and they gain weight. Right?
Well, typically men, they'll think about losing weight and they lose weight.
Yeah.
Women, when we want to lose weight, we have to really work at it.
Yeah. Well, I found that you should just do meth, and that makes you lose weight really fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we should do some experiments. Diet versus meth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you
So.
Go. The diet of meth.
the meth diet. The meth diet. Okay, so basically basil, or is it tarragon? Is it basil or tarragon? Basal metabolic rate. So basal metabolic, did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Basal metabolic rate is the amount of energy you burn at rest. So that's just your chilling kind of energy. So the amount of energy that runs your brain function, your heart, your muscle twitches just kind of hanging out, pumping your blood, that kind of stuff. So
now I had read that if you work out really intensely before you rest, you tend to actually burn more while resting.
Yeah, so that's one of those things that I took an exercise prescription class at Harvard University. I don't want to brag or anything like that, but at Harvard, where's my Harvard tie? But I completed a course through there on prescribing exercise, and they were big on the HIIT, right? Yeah. So you were talking about that earlier, but that's a high intensity interval training where basically you're just doing. What was I think I even wrote it down here, but
yeah, we did. It's a
if you run on 9 speed like super fast for 30 seconds, then walk for 3, or walk on at a low level for 1 minute, and you repeat that 10 times, you actually burn more energy. I think doing a quarter mile than somebody running at 8-minute miles for a whole mile.
And that's the energy that's going to help you to burn some calories, right?
Right. Yeah. And people that run long distances, their body kind of like, your body's always conservation. So it's just, if it figures out how much you need. Hey, Marcia. I realized when you watch the repeats, you can't see the feed. And so then it looks like I have schizophrenia. Have you ever noticed that?
No.
It's just like, hey, Bob, hey, Mary. Like,
yeah.
But there's a feed going through. That's why. So if your body can figure out exactly how much energy to use, it will try to limit it down to that much. But that's where that interval high intensity comes in, is because if you can keep tricking the body, it can't figure it out, so it's more likely to give up more energy than it would normally. So that's where people can run a quarter of the distance, but do interval training and then burn just as much as somebody that runs longer distances.
Okay, so you mean I can... Okay, so I'm a huge Fitbit person, right? And on my...
Yeah, show them. Can you say...
Well, okay, so there.
Can you say, Kit, bring up the car? Kit, bring the car.
So, okay, so on my Fitbit here, I don't know, I'm twisting my arm and off. Okay. I have this thing that's called Coach. And when I tap on it, it gives me a list of different workouts here. And it's... Okay, they took it off. It doesn't make me happy. So anyway, I have the app on my phone also. But there's a 6 or 7 minute interval where you start with, and they change it up. You start with jumping jacks, and then you'll do, like, say, squats. And then you do something else, and then another thing, too. But it times you each one. So how is something like that? Is that considered an interval, too?
Right, because, in
7-minute Fitbit workout?
Right, because in 7 minutes you're changing it up. So, like, in PE, it was calisthenics. It was do some push-ups. Now do some jumping jacks. Now do running in place. Now do high knees, right?
We didn't do that. We played dodgeball.
Dodgeball, that's high-intensity interval training, right?
Yeah, especially when you get hit in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that old school way was great, and it kind of mimics a little bit of what life is, because life is a bunch of interval kind of movements, as opposed to what we do is like, I'm going to do this one movement for 30 minutes and that's it. Like, that's not normal.
Okay.
So, okay, so Jackie says, understand with a meth diet you will lose weight and also your teeth. And she says teeth.
There you go.
We call it the Southern Kentucky diet. If you lose your teeth,
well, hey, that's weight taken up too, then, right?
Those teeth weigh a lot. They're part of it's solid bone, and solid bone weighs more than hollow bone.
So how much do your teeth weigh?
Probably like 12 pounds.
Oh man, so y'all lose 12 pounds on top of all that stuff.
Yeah. So Sabrina,
hey,
there's Sabrina. Yeah, old school always rules. And we were talking about that too, of, do you remember what year I said that people started running for leisure activity?
1970.
1970.
Yes.
So, before, You know, in 1910, you guys probably know this, but I've
You were
said
born
enough.
in 1910.
I was born in 1910. See, I'm starting to get a little gray here and there.
Yeah.
I think when I'm single, my hair turns back to normal, and then I think when I date, I get more gray.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think it is.
Okay.
I don't know if it changes like that.
Okay, I won't point out all the gray that he's got right there.
Was it gray?
I didn't say anything.
That's right. So, 1910, that's when we started eating about 10 pounds of sugar a year, added to our diet. So people started gaining weight for the first
During
time.
1910?
Yeah, about 1910. Because we weren't importing sugar really at all.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden we just had this sugar that's more addicting than crack cocaine. So then it's like, oh, let's put sugar in everything. And so it replaced honey and syrup.
So sugar's more addicting than crack?
Yep. That is why.
And you know this because...
Well, I put crack, like
Right.
if you puree it with a magic bullet, I mean, you gotta get good solid crack rock, like clear, right?
Yeah.
Not the blue stuff from like Breaking Bad. That's a myth. But you put that in the your magic bullet, and you blend it up until it's about a powder, and then you put it in your little sifter and you sift through, and you might have to blend it through 2 or 3 times. But then you can put the crack on your donuts.
Wait, hold on. Is this a family show?
I don't think so. There should be I want to do that cooking show with martinis. It should be a late night.
Ooh.
Late night martinis and food.
There you go.
And then, then it could be...
Okay, so energy and weight. Here we go.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So then, just like a woman to not let me finish talking. All right. So 1910 we started gaining weight. And then by 1950s we started gaining weight to where we were like, what the hell are we going to do? And so they had jiggle the fat off, and they had those weird rollers that would roll the fat off.
Oh, yeah, and in those boxes that you'd go into.
And then you have a box. Yeah. They had no idea what the hell they were doing, right? Because we didn't have decades of like figuring out how to lose weight. And which that documentary from Harvard, or with the Harvard surgeon on there called Fat, he basically said then like, oh, we just can't figure it out. It's too complicated. It's like, well, that's not helpful. So by 1950, we were gaining so much weight. Then we created type 2 diabetes. And then by the 1970s, we had to do something. And so there was this idea of like, well, what if you just, lived in the suburbs and then just ran a couple miles a day or something? And then running became this thing, not just track and field, but not PE, but...
Kind of a...
Running.
A fad or...
Right,
okay.
Yeah. So, all of a sudden, you had these people doing this stuff that they wouldn't normally do because we were gaining so much weight that we had to burn it off somehow. So, hey, Moira's there. I think Myra got married. Moira. That's from True Clear and Present Danger. Her name is Myra, but it was Moira. Moira.
I have an aunt named Myra.
You have to stay on track. Okay, so... so basal metabolic function is 65% of your caloric needs. So the other 35% are doing above and beyond, purposeful movement. But that's pretty good, Like it should be bulk of your weight is really just, you don't have to do a ton. That's why you look at countries that like are the healthiest, happiest, longest living, the blue zone kind of populations. You were talking about the article or something you saw where there's a 100-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, it was this video I was watching about active elderlies, and there was this, I think it was like this guy that was about 100 years old, and he was still driving his car, and he would say he walked and did all kinds of stuff, and he was going for his driving test, which he hadn't done in about 50 years, and he was not concerned at all, and it was a video that was following him taking his driving test at about 100 years old. And there was another one where, oh my gosh, okay, so there were people from 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, and they were... What's over there?
Oh, I was looking for this one.
Oh, okay. I thought something I didn't see. So anyway, and there were people, they were walking miles, and they were lifting weights, and they were just as active, or if not, one of them was more active than when they were in their 50s, and they felt great.
Right, yeah.
So it was great. I saw a picture of my 93-year-old grandmother gardening the other day. She's in a wheelchair. So she's sitting in her wheelchair with her nurse by her side, and she's bending over and she's gardening.
Right.
It was the neatest thing to see.
Yeah, we had that talk probably a few times, but me and Jasmine were talking about that too. Of the so this blue zones, these are the longest living populations, right? And when you look at it, it's like they're 80, 90, 100 years old. They're still doing stuff. They're still working because their life has constant purpose. Whereas what we do in America is we're like, Grandma, you're getting a little old. Just sit in your easy chair and take some calcium pills, and that's it. But really, Grandma should get her ass out of that chair and start mowing the lawn and doing some gardening. And so even if you're in a wheelchair, then it'd be like, well, what am I going to do? I'm in a wheelchair. You know, I'm 80. How old was she?
93.
Oh, good Lord. So, you know, at 93, she has every excuse in the world not to do anything. Hey, Lisa. And yet she's out there gardening. Right?
So, yeah.
The purposeful movement. There's a reason for her to exist. And so what most of us end up doing is just kind of rotting away. So like that notion of as you get older, you start to lose like 1 to 2% of your basal metabolic rate as you get older after 20. But that's because you just start doing less. Who runs to go get some ice cream when they're 25, right? But when you're 14, you're just, well, maybe not these 14-year-olds, but in my day, right? People ran for stuff. You were always racing your sisters and brothers and stuff.
That was
you know?
before they had cars, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, but nobody's doing that afterwards. And you don't have coach yelling at you. In high school, you have coach. In college, you have coach. But then you have nobody yelling at you to do some jumping jacks. Well, I'm not doing any damn jumping jacks, and I ain't rushing to do anything. So we just kind of slow down. So it's not that we are going to get weaker. It just means as we get older, we have to work a little bit harder. Hey, Brianna. She's a Brianna.
Hi.
And I love those videos. Like I try to post those videos of like there's an 80-year-old woman that's swimming competitions, and there's an 80-year-old woman using a walker to get through the nursing home. Same age, same physiology, same hormones, but one made very different choices of purposefulness throughout that time.
So if you choose to purposely be active and stay active consistently, so you're telling me that like the people I saw in the video, they're not just these extraordinary people, but that could be me.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Not the run because, you know. But I could still be doing yoga. I could be 90 and still be doing yoga. Ooh.
You see that video of that woman doing the parallel bars and flips and stuff? And she's like,
oh, man.
I don't know, she looks 150, but...
She puts me to shame. I can't do that stuff.
I don't know how old she is. But that's the thing, is she can do it.
That's neat.
You know, you look at, well, even like the old yogis, right?
Right, yes.
Those guys are older than dirt.
Oh my gosh, there's this guy in my yoga class, I'm like, dude, how old are you and you're doing that stuff? And
right.
I can't even do that.
Right.
Okay.
So old Jesus in their yearbook. They have dinosaurs in the background.
There you go. Mine was Moses, it wasn't Jesus. No,
hey.
I'm not that old. Okay,
So the thing is, you are not a victim. I read this. This is not mine, but it said you are not a victim of slow metabolism.
So, okay, but doesn't metabolism vary by age? So I can't really control it, can I?
Yeah.
Well, how?
Do more. Do.
Oh, I can play more video games. Yeah, that helps, right? Yes.
Yeah. So you know, it's not rocket science with this stuff at all. And so I pulled up some studies. Muscles, right? So the more muscles you have, the more energy you're going to burn. So you kind of probably always heard of that. But
oh wait, you know, do they have any questions? You guys have any questions?
Yeah,
go ahead and post your questions.
Who did the fast? 3-day fast, 2-day fast,
Thought
juice
about the fast,
fruit and vegetable fast, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be all hardcore like Dr. J.
No, I did the chocolate cake and chocolate covered strawberry fast.
My little sister posted something about, hey, is that cookie fast work? Something like that. I think she was messing with me. I'm not exactly sure. So
talking about fasting, really quick veering off topic. Guess who has a full secret vegan menu now? Avivo. On the west side of town. They even have 6 vegan wines. Because, you know, alcohol...
What?
Alcohol is not vegan.
What?
It has some animal byproduct in it to help... my understanding... Yeah, alcohol has some animal byproduct in it to help preserve it, or to give it to take out the color, like beer. Really? Now they have 6 vegan wines on the menu, and they have a full secret vegan menu.
Place?
Avivo. It's on the west side of town.
AVEO?
AVIVO.
Where is that?
New Market.
Where's New Market?
I was just there the other day.
Cause she's West Side, yo.
Yeah.
And you gotta I'm East Side. No, I'm a.
Okay, am I wrong? Oh.
Yeah, I can't do it because look, I can't cross them. I was doing this with my daughters because I was just like, you guys gotta be, representing.
Yeah, it is a pizza place, and they have full vegan pizzas with vegan cheese. I believe it sounds like.
Brianna knows.
Yeah, they it tastes like they had diet cheese, but they also have pasta, because pasta is made with egg, so they have vegan pastas as well as vegan dessert. I think they also have a gluten-free option on their menu too.
Is Brianna West Side? West Side. Wheat. It's wheat.
It's wheat?
Wheat.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know, because I thought they said on there they had GF gluten-free options, maybe.
We went to...
I don't know, I was looking for...
After meditation, we went to Tanya's Soup Kitchen instead of... we always go to Beautiful Day Cafe, right? So we go there, and they have they have a tomato basil bisque.
Yes.
And it had V on there, and I swear to God it said V equals vegan, not vegetarian.
But when you see V, you typically think of vegan, not vegetarian. They have it backwards, at least in my opinion.
And so, I was like, hey, there's some cheese in this thing. There was some, like a little bit of, looked like Parmesan. And I was like, oh, it must be like, Cheo cheese or something like that. And so I asked the guy, and he's going to check on it. And I was eating it, and I was just like, well, this is really good. Like, I wonder if it's like coconut milk or almond milk that they use.
Yeah.
And then finally, I guess the new owner or maybe manager, I don't know. She's super nice. She was great. Sarah.
Yeah.
She own it?
Oh, I don't know, but she seemed to. Oh,
Sarah.
The place.
Yeah, Sarah was awesome. And so then I said, I was trying to figure out like what kind of dairy. She said, no, V equals vegetarian. And so it was milk and cheese that I was consuming.
It's a good thing it was you and not me, because I cannot take that dairy.
So I went home and I made that martini, and then I made my black bean tabbouleh.
Okay.
And then I made my ceviche, and then I made my I made those roasted chickpeas with Japanese 7-spice.
And did you lift weights after that?
No.
No. You weren't building muscle.
That Japanese 7-spice is awesome. I got it at Dylan's. Cool. It's so good. You think I'm getting sidetracked?
No, not at all. How about lifting weights to build muscle?
Well, okay, so part of the research,
yes,
we talked about the high intensity interval training, and basically the no nonsense version of this is 30 seconds intense with 2 minutes of rest, or
you just use your Fitbit, okay? And if you don't have the one that has it on the screen, then you can download the app, because that's what I have too, because they change that stuff and it really irritates me.
No.
So I have it on my app, so I can also do my 6-minute workout at night before I go.
No, not 6 minutes. It's 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
No, 30.
So is it?
But you do those intervals.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 30 seconds intense with 2 minutes rest. That's like love making.
Oh, well, there you go. Who needs to work
See?
out? Yes.
Sex is supposed to be a really good way to work out. If they do it right.
If it lasts more than a minute.
It's only gotta last 30 seconds, see?
Oh.
Intense, though.
Yeah, but that's like Dorothy and the Golden Girls, where it's over before he enters the room.
Dorothy and the Golden Girls is just the whitewashed version of Sex and the City. Do you know that?
No.
They were the original. You watch those old shows again on Netflix?
Yeah.
They were
okay.
naughty, so. So then building muscles. So the high intensity really isn't designed to build muscle. It's just designed to kind of like amplify and trick your basal metabolic rate. And then building muscles, though, so lifting weights. And then you had a question about that too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so like say, for example, I don't want to have to schedule time to go to the gym to lift weights.
Right.
I want to do something at home. So what if I just use my own body weight? Because, like, for example, something that I do is in my bathroom. I lean against the vanity and I do those, like, what are they called? Reverse push-up?
Jacking around. Yeah, reverse push-up. Jacking around.
I'm a girl, I don't jack around.
So reverse, dips.
Okay, yeah, when you have your hands back and you're leaning, yes, and you push up.
On the ground?
Well, no, on the counter.
On the counter,
So I use my
Those
body weight as weights. What's that? Planks. What about planks?
Planks are really good. Yeah, planks are awesome because they really like in yoga. Holy crap! We keep I don't know what you know these words, but like when you go from you go down, and then you're planking, and then you go up to up dog down dog, and so like that little planking session. Holy crap! That's like exhausting.
No, I can't remember what they're called now. That's because you mentioned. But yeah.
So if you guys don't know, it's called Vinyasa Shah. But if you know, then it's not called that. Someone will know. I don't know. Planks are awesome. Yeah, see, Sabrina's a planker. Everybody's planking. So, those kind of things where you're using your own body weight. Like I put a bar up, for doing pull-ups.
Yes.
In the laundry room, and then you got to put the little bracket that prevents it from falling off because me and my young twins, we love watching fails, and so all the time people are falling off and stuff. So I got a little bracket that prevents that, but like that, it's good. And so like I'm not strong enough to do a whole bunch like that. So I just put my toe on the washer, and then I kind of lean back, and then I pull myself up, and so that's my like half-ass version, but. Or it's free. It's like doing that.
If you have a staircase where you live, and what are those called? You do those steps. You step up, you step down, up and down.
That's super gay. I don't know.
Okay, so
that's like jazzercising.
I'm super gay.
It's Are you jazzercising your way upstairs?
There.
Like that.
Yeah. You got me. I got the sweatband going and everything.
So yeah, I mean the thing is exercise is everywhere. I think that's probably where you're going. Like.
Well, really I mean it. You can use almost anything around your house. Yeah. It's like, hey, see how many times you can run up and down, get your laundry. Is that count?
Because you're not a victim of slow metabolism, right? You're not a victim of not having the right equipment because you already have the right equipment.
I do have the right equipment.
You're like a feminist commercial there. So, yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing. Like, I got weights and stuff, but the reality is I got yoga for free on
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, because you got me into doing those yoga on Amazon Prime.
Did you do just Tim Sit, the one I do? Or you did real? You've been doing yoga forever.
I've been doing yoga for a long time. But it's like when I'm at home and I don't want to, or they don't have a class at the time I want it, I just pull up Amazon Prime and do one of the yoga. Yeah, and there's lots. I like that. So one thing too is I did a Gay's Happy. I'm 1950s. He's old.
50s.
He's old.
Yeah. So,
you gotta smile when you say
that. That's right. So, I went and did, so this may be the first yoga class I actually paid for, because I do all the free ones around town. Like, every time they do events, I just could join that. But they had one over at the Body Studio. Do you know that one?
No,
behind Town West? And it was a gentle yoga. And holy crap, that was really nice. Like, that was I really liked that. It wasn't like the other ones that I did, but it was something I thought, okay, all my patients can do that. Like, all of them. And that's nice because it's doable, it's very calming.
You could try the silver sneaker yoga.
That's what it was, probably.
Yeah, I do the hot yoga, so.
Do you like the hot yoga?
I do. Yeah.
Where do you go?
Okay, so...
Do you go somewhere for that?
Hot Asana.
Is that a place?
Yeah, it's a place, yeah. Okay, so...
Wait, Hot Asana, but it's a sauna? Hot Asana?
Hot Asana yoga, yep.
Where's that at?
West side, and they also have an east side.
Who does that?
And then, let's see, so Sabrina says dancing.
Dancing's purposeful movement.
There you go.
Faux show.
So when you dance all night, purposeful movement, do I up my metabolic rate then?
You do.
Okay.
You do. But...
So if I drink, say...
You're going to be
3
on the
glasses of alcohol and I go dance, is that still...
Yeah, alcohol will raise it, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll just say it will.
All right.
So then, drinking lots of water and green tea. Okay, so lots of water. This was interesting. So the research said that you increase calorie burned by 30% for men and women by drinking more water. And so part of that is most people are subclinically dehydrated, but water is a very important mechanism for creating energy.
Do you know, so something that I read is a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're actually really thirsty.
That's right.
So drink some water first, and then if you're still hungry, then you truly are hungry and not thirsty.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a difference. That's a weird thing, huh? There's not like a difference between hunger, like the response. There isn't a difference between hunger and thirst.
Do you know, I really don't like water. I don't like the taste
Whoa,
of water.
This is starting to sound like a rally.
Yeah. No,
Are you a water bigot?
I have these little packets that I buy that has vitamins, and it helps to boost your immunity.
Is it healthy? Is it toxic?
I didn't have you look at it for a reason.
Is it that Mio?
Because I like it. Toxic. No, I get it over at Natural Grocer. So
then it's healthy. That's fine.
It's gotta be good. I get it at Natural. Yeah, the price went up. I'm like, I like this stuff. So anyway, I put it in my water, and that's why I drink my water. The other thing I like is, I love sparkling flavored water. So since I really don't like water, those are the two things that I have found that help me to drink water.
Yeah, you know, like the Perrier and the Aquapana, but what are those ones? What's the ones that have the little bit of flavor? Just like it's a little bit of juice that's in there, but just a tiny little bit?
Oh, that I don't know.
I forgot what they're called, but lots of people like those. Sabrina says she likes hot yoga.
There you go.
So, green tea also. And so this was pretty cool because it's the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that green tea extract, which is just drink your damn green tea. Oh, Newman's there. Newman says, "What's up, Doc?" He used to always do that at the clinic. So then I respond, "Sup." Sup, Newman.
There you go.
So green tea increased metabolism by 4% over a 24-hour period.
Yes, I can drink those green tea frappuccinos then.
Oh, you can't do that.
But it's green tea.
You are such
I'll take out the whip.
You are such an American.
I'm American, not American.
She's American.
Yes, get it right.
No, and part of the other parts, de-stressing, but green tea, it should be hot. It should be hot. Just like hot yoga. How come they don't hot yoga green tea yoga?
Ooh, there you go. They have beer and yoga, so why not a hot green tea and yoga with hot yoga?
They do martini and yoga. They should do something like, because there's always that risk you're going to fart when you do yoga. So they should have something like refried beans and yoga.
the first time I ever
refried yoga.
my first time ever really getting into yoga. And there was this gal there, an older gal.
You can't blame someone else.
I was talking to her. And I'm like, okay, I gotta ask you something because I don't know if this is normal or not. She's like, did you fart? I'm like, oh my gosh, was it that bad? She's like, no, honey, we all fart. She goes, that's good. When you do yoga, you want to fart. I'm like, okay, so I'm normal then. She's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed.
You were there. We did that meditation, then we did yoga at the art museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
all this. You farted?
I did. I was blaming it on my foot. Like I was just like, oh, is that my foot squeaking? But like there was all these beautiful people around me and stuff, and so I'm already feeling a little self-conscious there because everybody looks like they've been doing yoga for 50 years, or not 50 years, 20 years, because they're just all Lululemoned out.
So doing yoga, is that going to help with your metabolic rate?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, is that going to give you your 4%?
Probably better. No, that should be better. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, she like, you gotta bring that foot up really fast, like from warrior pose, from downward dog, and then you bring the foot forward or something like that, but you gotta bring it real fast. I farted. And then I just looked hard at you and I was like, looking around like, this girl's farting over here?
I can get away with it though.
That's right. So, green tea, 4%, which, again, when they talk about, like, if you drink hot water, you're going to, like, increase your... No, who gives a crap about all that nonsense, right? But just real stuff. That's what you want, is lifestyle. Lifestyle that's consistent with life and longevity. Not little gimmickry stuff. So Sabrina says, I drink iced green tea. Is that bad? No, it's great. I mean, green tea is medicine. It increases your brain function, memory. Actually, women who drink 3 to 4 cups of green tea decrease their risk of heart disease by 50%.
I don't know. I heard red wine does the same thing too. So.
Yeah.
They should make red wine.
What does green red make?
Huh?
If you mix,
green tea, red wine.
If you mix like matcha, they should have matcha red wine. Matcha. Don't tell anybody. We should come up with that. Matcha red wine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's either red wine or green tea, but
okay,
it's
so is
both.
iced green tea bad for you?
No, I mean it's good. There's just no crap in there.
You said it has to be hot.
No. The hot's nice because it calms you down, it slows you down, and so that's the way it's supposed to be drinking. That's the traditional, not Americanized.
Okay.
Right.
So, summer's coming up, and since we had 80 today, we know our summer just might be bad. However, with this weather, we could have an ice storm in the middle of the summer. So what if I drink cold green tea? Is that going to help?
No, that's better. Okay. I mean, it's better than crap, for sure.
Well, I won't drink crap, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't. It's fine. So, wait, Brianna said, let me go down here. I worked with a gal that did Tai Chi, and she was awesome shape. Yeah, so, I know David teaches Tai Chi, but...
Green tea kombucha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got 8 gallons.
Kombucha. How do you pronounce? I always say kombucha. Am I saying this wrong?
That should be kombucha.
It's kombucha. So I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
Probably.
Okay.
Well, I used to call quinoa quinoa, so...
All right.
Sorry. What was I saying now?
We were talking about green tea.
And Tai Chi.
Yeah, okay,
Tai Chi.
yes.
Yeah, no, Tai Chi is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Deb knows, see?
Okay.
Deb says it's amazing. It's amazing. And it is. And it's strengthening, it's meditation. That's what you want, is those kind of things. One of my patients the other day, I recommended Tai Chi, and she said, well, am I too old for Tai Chi? I was just like, dude, in China, like, it's like all gray hairs. It's all gray hair people doing that in the park.
Yeah, my aunt, she's in her 70s. She does Tai Chi all the time. Every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And she's a vegan, and she's in great shape.
She's single?
Well, since she's been with my uncle since I can remember, I don't think so.
All right. All right. But too old to start. No, no one's ever too old to start yoga or meditation. Because everybody, when they start yoga, is just like, I don't bend. And that's what it's supposed to be. If you could do yoga like it's nothing, you could do Tai Chi like it's nothing, then it's the same as going to work out and like, I can bench press 350 on the first day. Well, that's not what you need. You need something that challenges you. So, yeah. If you can't do it, you need to do it, just like meditation. If it's hard, do it more. So then the last thing on that, to change your basal metabolic rate, is de-stressing, which I don't know how many shows we've done on stress and meditation, mindfulness, purposefulness, all that kind of stuff. But really, I mean, that's, in the beginning, there's this fine line of like, if you think about like this, like there's a fine line of how much stress or cortisol keeps you refined and sharp versus anxiety or depression. And so we have this just finite amount that we got to stay within to basically drive that thyroid, drive that metabolic rate. But if we go too far to the right or too far to the left, like we're become a bunch of human doings, not a bunch of human beings, then very quickly you just exhaust your thyroid, and then you end up fat and down, and then you got to move to the south so you're skinny, and I'm from Texas. I can say what I want. I'm from Texas, which is its own nation, so nobody can say anything. So,
did you know that? Okay, Texas used to be its own independent, not part of Mexico, not part of the United States during the Kit Carson era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wanted to climb Mount Kit Carson.
You what?
You ever climb that? It's a technical route in Colorado. How do you know this?
Because I know history.
You can't just make up stuff.
No. Okay, I watch Frontier.
What the hell's Frontier?
I think it's called Frontier. It's
that
a show.
Sounds made up
it's
too.
It's on Netflix.
You can't just make up shows to justify things that you make up. I don't know. That sounds right. But I did have to take Texas history, and it might have been.
See, and I did not take Texas history.
I don't know. They don't make people take Kansas history, do they?
Oh yeah, they do in college. You have to take Kansas history.
Kansas history?
Oh yeah, if you go to college, I'm not from here, but I did go to college here, and I've been here ever since. And I had to take Kansas history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At WSU?
Mhm.
Did you learn anything?
I learned that Kansas used to be an ocean.
I bet any question, if it's multiple choice and it said sunflower, mark sunflower. I bet you anything. When I moved to Missouri, I won't tell that story because that was breaking the law.
No, that's okay. Let's just talk about de-stressing because you might stress them out a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, so purposeful movement versus exercise. Research. So this is pretty cool. So research provides significant evidence that all physical activity positively contributes to overall health and well-being. Exercise also assisted with the improvement of physical fitness. So that's usually what people are aiming for. But it consisted of 5 main components. So cardiovascular or cardiorespiratory. So
Okay.
breathing. So that's kind of like that lion breath. You do that in yoga? Or like Kundalini yoga? Do you do that?
No.
Yoga.
I'm not doing
Kundalini is like, that's at the same time. You can't do it because it's at the domes right now at the same time. So muscular fitness, which is what most people think of, muscular endurance, and flexibility. Now flexibility is where most people fail big time. So they're like, I'm going to get my heart rate up, get all this stuff, but they can't flex worth anything. And that was funny because I watched that on Netflix the other day with the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the big giant muscular guy who's awesome. They were doing yoga, and he's just like, oh, I'm too strong to do yoga. And then he tried to do a little bit of yoga, like the warrior pose, and he threw out his back. So we really, we're so flexible as a kid, and then we lose that, but you can always get that back. That's the amazing part.
Oh yeah, about 3 years ago, I hurt my back really bad, and so I had to stop.
Why would you do that to yourself?
That's just, actually, my doctor said I was too active, and that's why I hurt my back.
Oh, now you do.
Yeah, I was bowling, and right
hurt
after
your
that,
back bowling?
my back was really bad.
This is a lame-ass story.
At the same time, I was okay. So imagine at the same time I was multitasking. I was bowling, I was gardening, I was playing racquetball, all at the same time. Isn't that amazing? You can't
bowl and garden and racquetball at the same time.
Are you sure? Because that's what I was doing.
You were just making up stuff.
No, but real, I did.
You got hurt bowling. I would not tell that story to anyone.
Yeah.
At least say gardening. Gardening at least has some okay, what?
I was bowling in my garden. But I did hurt my back during about 3 years ago, and so I lost a lot of my flexibility and couldn't do yoga and couldn't work out. And I am almost back to where I was before I hurt my back.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. It always comes back. Always. Mm-hmm. I love that video. You guys got to watch a video called Never Ever Give Up Yoga. And it's about that guy who jacked his back up and he couldn't walk, and eventually he started doing a little bit of yoga, and then he could do a little bit more, and he lost 150 pounds or something, and he in the end he couldn't walk. They said you could never walk again, and that dude was running at the end.
Wow.
And it was just
amazing. And
I love the video because it shows him falling down, it shows him failing, and where everybody else would just say, well, I just can't do it. No, you can't.
Don't give up.
Right.
Yeah, just don't give up. Something I was told, pain means you slow down. My problem was, before I hurt my back, if there was pain, I pushed myself even harder.
Yeah.
And I was told, no, don't do that. Pain means slow down. So I have to remind myself, pain means to slow down.
Yeah, we used to do that where it was always push through the pain.
Yeah, right?
So the last thing that we want to talk about probably is how we burn energy. So driving that metabolic rate, if we just sit here, we're just sitting here chilling, right? So just sitting here chilling, we're burning something called creatinine phosphate. And if phosphate leaves that molecule, it creates energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate, which is ATP. Okay. It's just energy, right?
So in
that's your mitochondria.
Huh? I'm sorry. Everyday terms of what? Explain to me what the hell.
So we always think sugar's energy or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually this little molecule adenosine with 3 phosphates. And so, not that one, but that's adenosine, ATP. But creatinine phosphate, it's just this phosphate, and it's just weird. Like, it doesn't, when you're doing the biochemistry, it's just like, well, this sounds made up. Because you have this creatinine molecule, and you have a phosphate, but the phosphate pulls off, then you create energy.
Okay.
It's magic.
Gotcha.
Like, it's just, in chemistry, I spent the first full year in organic chemistry and saying, this is bullcrap, there's no way they can know this stuff.
We want magic energy.
Right.
And how are we going to get this magic energy? What is the magic sauce for magic energy?
Magic sauce. Arthur's transformation. Yes, that's the video. All right, so Brianna posted it. Thank you, Brianna. So if we're just sitting here, we burn that one little unit of energy, and that creates 1 ATP, or 1 unit of energy, for about 30 seconds. So it's just kind of existing, not really doing much. So people gain weight because they consume more energy than they burn, and so they just store that energy for later over the muscles that the body wants it to use it for. And then if we said, well, let's start lifting weights, right? Or let's start walking but at a slow pace. Well, then you do what's called non-aerobic, so no oxygen, glycolysis. And glyco is sugar, lysis is breaking down sugar. So anaerobic glycolysis. And at that point, you've doubled your energy. So you're not using sugar, you're not using oxygen, but you're burning energy twice as fast and making 2 ATP. So, that's better, right?
Yeah.
Now, get this. If you add oxygen to it, then you make 36 ATP. So you go from 1 unit of energy, 2 units of energy, 1 unit of energy to 2 units of energy, to 36 units of energy. That's crazy. Net. So, 36 times faster to lose weight, balance your thyroid, get that metabolic rate. So that's that that's the aerobic glycolysis. Burning sugar in the presence of oxygen. Which means, if you breathe harder, you are then requiring more oxygen. You're in aerobic glycolysis, you're burning energy 36 times faster. So, like, we had a patient once that she lost 40 pounds and that's pretty typical. If they stop eating crap, start eating real food, eat low glycemic, move more, again, purposeful movement, mixing stuff by hand, carrying their bags, parking further away, walking when you can, 40 pounds, right? And then it's not going to be gained back. You just maintain that as long as you stay within that lifestyle. But it plateaued, right? And so she had about 40 more pounds to lose. So, what do you got to do? Well, you got to do aerobic glycolysis at that point. So she can either do a jazzercise class, or run or Zumba. But with her, I just told her, what do you want to do? What will you do? Right? Because the thing is, I could do this, and I could do that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? And so she's like, well, I walk. So I was like, well, walk faster. Walk to the point where you cannot have a conversation. So you'd be like, hey, Mary's doing this. Da, da, da. No, walk to the point where you're like, Mary, I can't.
So you're not. So don't do it to the point where you're walking and you're on your Snapchat, snapping your walk.
Aerobic glycolysis. Click, click, click.
So let me ask you. Okay, my Fitbit, it tracks my pace.
Yes.
And so, do you know at what is a good pace, or does that vary by person? So should I should watch my pacing while I'm walking?
So I always do it by. And there's more complicated ways that you could do this, but I love simplicity. Okay. But if you're doing something and you're breathing harder, then you know.
Okay.
That's when you absolutely know you're burning 36 times more energy, and that's what's going to sustain that basal metabolic rate. That's what's going to reverse the thyroid stuff. That's what's going to drive your body to be more revved up more often. And so it's often the difference of some people can walk upstairs, they're so out of shape, and they will be out of breath at the top.
Yes.
Well, hallelujah, they're burning energy 36 times faster.
Okay.
But some people can walk up the stairs pretty quick and not even breathe one bit harder. Well, they're going to have to work a little bit harder for that.
So I can go out and not jog, not run, but I can brisk walk really fast, and that will still kind of get me a little bit out of breath, and that's still a good thing
Right.
to do. Okay.
And then as you get more able and you get more active, then you can start doing that more interval stuff. So then you'll be like, I'm going to run up 3 stairs and then walk the rest. I'm going to, just do your 30 seconds of like really high intense stuff, and like just pedal your bike as fast as you can for 30 seconds, and then just coast and do your stuff, right?
So, okay, talking about running up the stairs, so to do this too, another thing that I could do is just say kind of run up and down my stairs so many times until I'm out of breath, and that's going to help me out.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. But that's the extreme part.
Okay.
And that's okay.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's just doing something and then doing something a little bit more and a little bit more, but kind of regulating it by how hard am I breathing through this.
So really quick, okay, we're talking about energy, metabolic rate, and everything. Okay. The women, viewers, you girls might appreciate this. Okay, so swimsuit season's coming up. We all want to get into shape for that. I know at
What about
work.
me?
Yes, he wants to fit into that bikini too.
I'm going to wear Speedo.
So, oh God, there's a Speedo from my video that I want to show you. So anyway, so we want to quickly, within a couple weeks, we want to speed up our metabolism. We want to get back into our shape so we can feel comfortable wearing that swimsuit, wearing that bikini. What would your suggestion be for us we could do? Say, for example, we don't want to go full out and change our diet, and we don't want to go to Zumba 5 days a week and then do yoga the other.
All right, so
whatever.
I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I'm always just like, love your body and then change your lifestyle. So next year. I'm not the guy for that answer. I'm really not. Because you can fast, you can do extreme fast, but you're going to mess up that basal metabolic rate.
Okay.
The yo-yo stuff, the stuff like, I got 2 weeks to get into this. All right, well, you're probably going to mess up your metabolic rate. And what people tend to do is they do these extreme things, and then that slows it down and slows it down and slows it down. And now the same amount of calories makes them gain more weight.
Okay.
So they might end up getting to that point very quickly, but then they're going to grow out of it pretty fast.
So then what we want to do is, instead of doing that crash 2-week workout diet thing, we just want to do something then that will help us in the long term, something that we can easily maintain in the long term.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Lifestyle. Consistent with life longevity. So that's where, really just, and I know it's not easy, but just loving your body and saying, well, yeah, I'm a little bit more American today, but I'm going to keep this up, and then next year it'll be a little bit better, and the next year it'll be a bit better. Because we always have this potential of always getting better and stronger, and we just tend to do the opposite, or we want immediate gratification.
Okay, so really quick, what are those small things that we can do right now to help with all of that, and then we can maintain it, and then eventually just kind of ramp it up a little bit? So what can we start with?
So that's the drinking more green tea, doing more calming things like, not my circus, not my monkeys, serenity prayer, don't get into other people's drama, and de-stressing, yoga, meditation, tai chi, exercise, be more active, not necessarily just exercise, but being more active of doing stuff. So I always give that example, like I always call it my post-divorce apartment now. I have no electronics in there, none. I don't even use the dishwasher.
Wow.
Because every little bit of stuff that I do by hand is that much more that I don't have to pay a gym to do.
Okay.
Right?
So instead of using that KitchenAid mixer, I'll just mix it by hand then.
I mash it, and I got an old school masher where it's just like, I went to a thrift store and got it, but it's just like, it's like 4 little things like that. It's not even the one with the circle with the holes. And so I have to mash and mash and mash and mash and mash.
Okay, so those are little things, just mixing your stuff by hand when you're cooking, mashing the potatoes by hand.
Doing the push-ups and the pull-ups and the, just doing a little bit of planking, those kind of things. And really, I honestly think if people just did yoga as their start, just do that. Do gentle, do whatever the hell you can do. Don't abuse yourself. And it will make you strong.
Okay.
It's crazy how hard that is. But getting through that, that's that long-term thing. And that's what other countries, that's what they do, is they always have these kind of yoga, meditation, Tai Chi. They got something that incorporates movement and slowness into their lifestyle. Let's see, I think Brianna had a little. Then how do we reset metabolism after abusing it? Exactly that. Just adopt a new lifestyle. Don't do what you used to do.
Okay, so start slow and maintain a pace, and then eventually add on to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And part of that's finding the right tribe, so like I found the vegan. Like I'm not vegan. Tara always gives me shit about this because I'm mostly vegetarian, and then she's like, well, you're not mostly vegetarian. You eat so you're a flexitarian. Yeah, I'm a flexitarian.
Yes, we had that whole show about that.
I get crap for it. So then I'm going to go to the vegetarian potluck. So then I'm going to be around other people that are also making stuff that I like to make, and they're going to think a little bit like me, hopefully, and then I can make a few more friends, and then I could then do that stuff, and so it's really just this.
So surround yourself with people that's going to help contribute to a healthy lifestyle.
Right tribe.
Yes.
Right
Exactly, to the right tribe.
Yeah.
And so in that, when you surround yourself with people who are going to help contribute to the healthy lifestyle that you want, it's easier then to maintain it.
Right.
And then then that's going to help you reset your metabolism after.
Yeah, because that's the beauty of it, Brianna, because you can always reset and reverse. That's what I love about the body. It may be harder, and that's that part of where, as you get older, you fall apart. Like when I taught anatomy and physiology, every chapter was, and then you get older and it falls apart. No, then you get older and you work harder to maintain it. And this is I don't want to work very hard. Well, that's the whole purpose of life, is existing and doing stuff, right? Be purposeful. I think that's the really thing. It's like, what do you want to be in 10 years, right? I mean, most people are just like, this summer I got to do. No, that's how it's always been, right? I'm always working for this summer or this moment, No, what do I want to be in 5 years, in 10 years? And so, like, my little transformation that I made, and I'm not, an expert by any means and all this kind of stuff, but like it's all new to me. But it has been life-changing to do meditation, to do yoga, to be around people like that, to do mostly vegetarian. And you don't have to be perfect, even though they're judgment. The whole purpose of being vegan is so you can judge others.
Oh, yeah.
Or do yoga so you can judge everybody else. Yeah, Newman asked about recipes, but I post those food things all the time, too. So, hopefully we'll have a cooking show again. I used to have a cooking show on TV. We have more. Okay, so wrapping it up. Oh, we're over. Yeah. I love doing this. You know that? I like the energy where we have a co-host, too. And we have a co-host that's sassy. Yeah. I'm the sassy one. And you're the super sassy one. So, next week, we're going to do a different show. I don't know the topic.
Okay.
All right, so we'll figure out the topic. We'll figure out the topic. But I did want to say, me and Scott and a bunch of people are working on our Wise Women event. So we have Wise Minded Women ICT that we're going to have this really great program, all-day event for women. And so it'll have yoga and meditation and then some workshops and keynote speakers. And then also Friday, this is probably 2 weeks? No? Week? I don't know. Maybe it's next week. But Friday the 28th, I'm doing... It is next week. Okay. So Friday the 28th, I'm doing a talk at Natural Grocers. So for those who have missed me, I'm going to do some more talks. Everybody's asking about that. So I signed up for a couple there. Nice. So on the 28th of Friday, 1 o'clock to about 2:30, I'm going to be talking about food as medicine. And then on the 29th, which is Sunday, I'm going to be doing herbs as medicine. So feel free to join that. So that's a live one. We probably do a live feed with it too.
That'd be nice.
What did I say? Did I lie? Did I say Friday? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
all right, Brianna's right. So it's Saturday's the 28th, okay. Sunday's the 29th. So yeah, it's Saturday and Sunday, but they're both 1 o'clock to 2:30.
There you go.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
And apparently Friday I'm doing a live feed that you guys can tune into with Go Time Training over on 96 and Greenwich, I believe, over by where I rock climb sometimes, with Shannon. So he's going to do an interview, and we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to play it by ear. We don't have an agenda, I don't think. So hopefully I'll know some stuff. Otherwise, I hope this helped you guys. You know, I get lots of questions about basal metabolic rate. We kind of touch on that when we talk about thyroid stuff, but, you know, you can't affect one without the other. But the reality is just, you know, what do we say? Intensity, but really building a little bit more muscle, drinking more water, drinking green tea, de-stressing. And the other thing, that last part too, was tracking. Tracking is really important because most people think they're doing more than they're really doing, and that's where Captain Fitbit comes in to really show how much you're doing. Because the goal for steps was like 10,000 for most people, and you were doing what?
Oh gosh, I don't do much. I do like, was it 40, 300? I don't do much.
Yeah, so you know, you thought you walk a bunch, right?
I did, yeah.
But,
not as much as I thought.
Yeah, and so that's where that Hawthorne effect comes in. Of if you track, especially if you electronically track, it's a little bit easier. But if you track, then you know, and if you know, then you can make changes. Who knows, maybe you're walking 13,000 steps, and you take it easy, right? All right, you guys.
Okay.
Love you guys. Thank you for attending. And join us on the Dr. G Show. Feel free to share this and like it and post it. And otherwise, feel free to keep asking questions, and I'll try to answer all the ones with the most vague information I possibly can. So, all right, and we thank Black Jasmine for being here. What was the other one?
I don't know.
All right. All right, bye, you guys.